Good evening and welcome to One Marketplace. This is Mark Seaforth, CEO and founder. And tonight we've got a really special call for you. I mean, a really, really special call. This will probably be one of the best calls we've ever had. As a matter of fact, I think this call is going to be so good, it'll be something that you want to go to your back office afterwards and share it with some of the people that maybe weren't here tonight. Because this is going to be something spectacular. It's leading up to obviously our official May 1st launch event. And it's just going to be great. And it starts with this. This is a book that Dr. Bill Quinn just completed, and I just want to give him thanks. I mean, this book was written really about what we're doing exactly here at One Marketplace. It's called Revenue Sharing Shopping. That's what we're all about, right? And I will tell you one thing. If you read this book, and it's a great read, you're going to be so excited because when I read the book, it's like, man, it's so obvious that where we're going with this is going to be not just a good business, but we really have the opportunity to build a multi-billion-dollar business that can stand, the test of a lifetime. And so you're sitting here at the very foundation of this, guys, as we're launching it. So I strongly suggest we'll have it up on the shopping portal, but when you get a chance, buy the book, read it. As a matter of fact, it would be something you could hand to anybody if you're trying to get them in the business and they've got any kind of pushback. Go, just read this and decide if this is something you want to do or not. And I promise you, if they read it, they're going to go, I'm all in. I definitely want to be a part of what you're doing here at One Marketplace. So with that, let's get started. Like I said, we got a great call for you tonight. So ladies and gentlemen, welcome to One Marketplace. We are the future of shopping. On tonight's agenda, we're going to go over the click to build. This is going to be presented by Dr. Scott Reese and Dave. Again, this thing is going to be so good for everybody out there that wants to have kind of a hands-free method to build your business. Because, one of the things that all of us have a problem with is that when we get excited about something, we don't follow through with it. Well, this is going to allow you to be able to follow through. We're going to talk about the May 1st event and launch dates and everything about this virtual event, my closing thoughts. And oh, by the way, don't forget, tonight after the call, this opportunity presentation is going to be presented by Frank Kunze. So again, it's right after this call. I think it's the top of the hour. Yeah, again, if you've got new people, get them there because we're going to be doing these presentations nonstop. So with that, let's get into the click to build. Obviously, we're excited about this. We've just introduced it. It's going to integrate with your own emails. It's going to create you an AI-written 90-day campaigns because that is the big problem with most people is they talk to somebody and then there's no follow-up. We're all guilty of it. So with this, you don't have to worry about that anymore because the moment you put that person's name in, it's going to create that campaign, whether it's about the business presentation or if it's about, one of our products, but it's going to create a campaign that's going to take them all the way through to any questions they have to going, you know what? I need to be involved in One Marketplace. So again, with that, I'm going to turn this over to both Scott and Dave to kind of share with you how this thing works. Pay attention, guys, because this is a way for all of you that don't like to go out and really talk, one-to-one to people. This is going to do the building for you. So with that, guys, take it away.
Hi, here we are with Scott Reese talking about the Click to Build app. Hey, Scott.
Hey, Dave. Good to see you, my friends, and good to see all of you here this evening. Appreciate you.
Seems like you're on the road doing some traveling and looking for some more business for One Marketplace.
Yeah, absolutely. I am traveling across the country doing that very thing. So we're excited about that and excited about the upcoming launch and all that means to us.
Great. Well, as you know, and you're one of the developers of the Click to Build app, and I thought it'd be a good opportunity for people to get a Click to Build 101 education about what it does and how it works. So I've actually put together several questions I want to ask you, and I think these are the questions that a lot of the new people are starting to wonder about.
Yeah, absolutely. The idea behind the whole thing was that we would give people the opportunity to do follow-up automatically. A lot of people don't understand why that's important. Very few sales are made on first contact. And what we're really looking at here is getting the sales pieces in play for you so that you don't have to do that. And that follow-up done automatically. So the entire idea behind the Click to Build app is that it automates your sales system. Now, it doesn't excuse you from doing marketing, and it doesn't give you any other any other perks other than it stays consistent with your contacts and you don't have to bother with that. And that is a very important piece of this. So the concept is automation at the highest level, but something you're going to learn about during this training is called personalized automation. And that's done now through AI in a very special way. And I'll explain that more. Okay.
Great, great. So, can I actually put a bunch of leads into this program? Is that something just fill it up, or how does that work?
Well, I mean, every time you enter an email, you've just created a lead in the program. It tracks it for you. It shows it. It does all of that. But the idea of just pouring leads into it, like from some leads list,
Yeah.
that's old world stuff. That's long gone. Those things will be blocked. That'll be created as spam. It's an issue all the way around. And so this isn't designed for somebody just to pour a bunch of emails of people they don't know into that. This is designed more for your personal contacts, more for people you know or you used to know, or new people that you're meeting right now. And so that's really how this functions along those lines. And that's really, really important. All these other types of funnels out there that drive unknown leads to unknown places, frankly, in my opinion, it's a waste of time and a waste of money. And so this is designed to give you personal follow-up in a very special way with the people that you have contact information for, or the people you will get contact information from. That's it.
Interesting. Okay, so when I start filling out that form, I put my name and I put my email, then I put a date that I wanted to start. But there's something called personal conversational style, or conversational style, and there's some choices there. So how do I know which one to pick?
It's the most important part of the app. And the reason that it's the most important part is because while we have this really cool ability to pick whatever products, and we'll talk about that in a minute, and all those other things, that box that has that personal information is how you met that person, in what circumstance. They might be a business acquaintance or just a brief meeting at some convention or some place or at the store, or this might really be about somebody you've known for a long time that you go to church with, or you do this or do that. It's important that you enter that information so that the automation can start to say, you know what, I get it. I get it. And they start writing the emails for you in this vein. Hey, it was good to see you at church on Sunday. The more information you put in this, the more personal this becomes from you. This is designed to be you. So write in here exactly how you know this acquaintance, in what ways that you know them. Put as much information as you can within the space provided, and then this will take it from there and start to address that. Also, there's some pull down stuff. You can do this in a familiar voice or a direct voice. You know your contact. You know if you know them very well or not, and you know whether or not how you want your voice to sound, warm and friendly, personal, or very direct and businesslike. And you can choose those aspects of it, which is great.
Fascinating. So the AI is actually learning what I put into it, right? By that personal note that you're talking about.
Constantly learning. And for every single person you put in, it's a new experience. So for that particular email and that person, new experience. It'll handle them completely differently and build a campaign completely differently just for your and their relationship, just for that person. So if you entered eventually, hundreds of people into this, each one of those is going to have its own individual campaign in that CRM. And by the way, that's basically your tracking system where you can see all of your leads and know what email they're receiving next and whatever, part they're, and it all happens automatically, but they're all individual. It's as though you're doing it yourself, and in a way you are, but it's automated completely for you. That's powerful.
It is powerful. Now, we have a lot of products in the listing. Now, my first thought, well, I just need to pick them all, but really what I'm doing is I want to pick ones that I think are relatable to the person I'm talking to, for one. Now, if I pick 3 or 4 of them, is it just going to load each email up with 3 or 4 or 5 products, or how does it do that?
No, remember, this is a 90-day program.
Right.
The average sale out here and the interest level is usually made around the 5th or 6th or 7th contact. So don't expect magic to happen overnight here, right? This is about follow-up. Over 98% of sales are made on down the road after multiple contacts. That's why we've even created this in the first place, because most people don't go that far. This will do that for you. You can pick 2 products, 1 product, your favorite 5. You could pick them all, but know this, it's not going to send information about all of those. It's going to send information about one of those products that you
Okay.
picked. Okay. It's going to send just information on that. Maybe the next email, then it's going to pick a different product that you picked. So I would recommend 3 or 4 of your absolute favorites. And I would also recommend you educate yourself on those in case they
Mm.
call you or talk to you about it so that you know something too, because this may end up being a very personal contact for you in the way of a conversation and those types of things. Make sure you know the products that you're putting on there and they're your favorites and you've experienced them. And then it'll start to send them information that's on our website and information all about those products over time, but not all 3 products at once. 1 product in this email, 1 product in that email, an opportunity part of that email, those types of things, just so you can see that it's just an ongoing piece and it varies greatly per email through the 90 days.
Okay. Okay. So at this point now, I've filled it out. I've put in my products, and now I let it do its thing, right? And now it's
Yep.
created this series of emails for over a 90-day period. Now I notice on the chart there, I can click on any one of those, and I can read those emails and see what they say, right?
Yeah,
And
absolutely, Dave.
right
I highly recommend clicking on those and reading them for yourself. Some
in
people
order
just want to
though,
enter. Yeah,
and so I
yeah,
understand
in
that.
order.
Yeah.
Yeah, in order. Thank you. In order, one at a time, in order. There's not that many. You'd be surprised. Maybe one a week or so for 90 days. And look, you look at those individually. This one, then this one, then this one. Just read them. It doesn't take. They're very short. Doesn't take any time at all. And you can kind of see how it's going. You might want to click in there and edit that.
Hmm.
That's fine. Go ahead, edit it yourself. Be careful because you may or may not be familiar with email marketing, and you may get yourself into a situation where you're like putting a big movie link in there and it doesn't deliver, or
Um,
it gets flagged and not delivered because of something you said or whatever. So be careful, but you could correct something, right? You could do something along the lines of saying, that doesn't sound like me. I kind of want to reword that a little bit because this is a personal email from you. Remember, this is coming from your email address. This isn't coming from some weird link. It's coming from your personal email to them. That's why they're likely to open it. So you want it to sound like you. Go through them and make sure, and you might do a few edits here and there on those. And then you've got a customized for you. It wouldn't take you long at all to do the full 90 days for each of those people. I'd recommend doing that right after it generates your 90-day plan, which only takes a few seconds, maybe 30 seconds max for each lead that you put in. I'd recommend clicking through there and just
hmm.
edit those if you want to. Some people won't want to. Some people will say, wow, this is fine just like it is. It was written to be personal from you. Depending on how much good information you put in that personal information box, you might be satisfied totally. Or you might want to change a couple items. Or you might want to say something really neat like, hey, it was cool to see you yesterday,
Right. So what are the
even though you
what are
didn't
the
write that, right?
right, but what are the don'ts? Like you mentioned something about don't put like a video link or something, or don't
Yeah.
fill it up with a bunch of stuff because I know the emails are relatively short, and I think we like short emails just so we can take a glance and go, oh, that's interesting, and then be done.
Yeah. There's an old term I learned a long time ago called IOF, which means ignorance on fire.
Hmm.
Don't spill your guts out on that email, wanting it to be a page and a half long. It's it's not going to be successful. What you want to do is you want to less is more. Just see if there's an interest level there. What you don't want to do is say things like, you want to get rich or do crazy things along those lines. You don't want to do things like movie links or long loads. As a matter of fact, we're going to have product stuff we're adding every week. Next week, we're working on adding a landing page for the opportunity. So
Hmm.
literally, you'll put that in there, and when they go to, it's just a link. It's not a movie. It's not anything. But when they go there, on the landing page is the movie, is the links, is the opportunity. So a lot of you will pick that as one of the products you wanted to talk about throughout the 90 days. You might pick PFPB or Acai Plus or one of the daily essentials and opportunity. And it'll start to drip on them that way throughout the 90 days. So they get a little bit of everything. Make sense?
It does because after a while and you start seeing it coming every week or whatever, it's like, well, maybe I'll check that out. Maybe I
Yep.
will, after the second or third time I get one. It's like, oh, okay, maybe I'll check it out. Maybe the person will actually buy the product. Say, oh, well, that was recommended. Maybe I'll just buy some ice elements or buy some blaze or try one of the products. And then, because once they try it and they like it, then that could add to more sales for you, or a new member,
Absolutely.
a new member. Yeah, for sure.
100%. 100%. Dave, one of the things is I got a question the other day, and I think this is important for people to know about invite links. And you recently said to me,
Yeah,
Dave, what
yeah,
about invite links? And we talked about that a little bit. I did want to say this. We don't put your invite link in the email. Don't panic. That thing still goes to your business. What we put in there is called a reference code. A reference code is something that's permanent. Here's why we did that. An invite link, you might change it on down the road sometime. Maybe not. That's fine, but somebody might do that. And, if we have 100,000 people in our company, over time after our launch here, then 20 of those people or 100 of those people change their invite link, it gets all messed up. We didn't want to do that. We wanted a permanent number that never changes. There is a number in every single email that tracks to you personally. So if you send an email to someone and they go buy a product, that's your sale. If they go join the opportunity from the standpoint of want to be a smart shopper, that's yours. It goes personally to you and it tracks to you every single time. And you can see all of that in your leads list on the actual dashboard of this. And we're improving that continuously and ongoing. I wanted to mention that because somebody's like, well, I want to stick my end. So you don't have to go in there and say, well, I'm just going to copy and paste. I'm going to stick that in every one of these emails. It's already there.
right.
It's just in the form of a number that never changes or never can be changed. That's for you. We did that so that it tracks to you. Every single one of those things track to you.
Well, that's great, and this has been a great education, and I'm really looking forward to see the results over the weeks that go by on what people get from using this app because I know I'm going to use it, and I know the
Yeah.
rest of the team is going to use it. As a matter of fact, we're seeing a lot of people getting it right now. I mean, now is the time, right?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah. Yeah.
it's exciting. It's exciting.
Yeah. And for a CRM alone, you'd pay 3 times this. Okay. This is it's got a complete tracking system for you there that tracks those leads, that runs that campaign, that's completely done for you. AI is intelligent. It learns. It'll learn and understand and start to respond. And you'll be amazed at how this does. A company a long time ago coined the term that's a fortune in the follow-up. And it wasn't kidding. Follow up is the king of all sales. No matter what anybody ever says or tells you, that's really it. There's no get rich quick. There's none of that snap, it'll happen overnight. None of that. The fortune is in the follow up. 98+% of all sales come from follow up, and it happens on down the road just a little bit. You'll start to see those results. People will start to be happy. The only way this works, though, is if you purchase it. It's very inexpensive. Are you kidding me? Very inexpensive. A handful of bucks, a couple cups of coffee, and you've blown that money. The truth is that it is worth it for your business. Worth it. And that will pay off so much. One sale. That's all it takes. Give it a try. Let it run for you. It's a great way to run your business. Now, you can still do everything that you're doing right now, right at this moment, everything. But if you add this, this will add to your business greatly. We're constantly making improvements, Dave, all the time.
Well, Scott, I want to thank you because, in this day and age, it's like let AI work for us. And that's exactly what you've brought to the table. So appreciate your time
Absolutely.
today, and we'll look forward to hearing more about it.
Thanks. Blessings, everyone.
All right. Back to you, Mark.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that. You can see what a great tool this is going to be for all of you. Again, there's going to be other things we're going to be building into that as we get closer to our actual launch event. And so, what I'm going to share with you right now is our virtual event. I want to give you kind of an update on how this is going to work because this is going to be so much fun for everybody. And one of the things it's going to allow us to do is get everybody there with no cost. I mean, as you know, we were going to do an event in Orlando, but it's going to be so costly for people to come. And we just felt like this is something we make sure that our top people can be able to come and see what's happening at One Marketplace as we launch this company. So it starts, as you look at the countdown, now this is a screenshot, but it's around 37 days from now is our official launch time. And what's going to happen is tonight you can look in the actual chat and you can actually go grab the link to register. Now, why is that important? Because we'll be sending out an email for everybody to be able to go ahead and register for this virtual event. But remember this, we're limited to 500 people. That's all we can have attend. So when those first 500 sign up and there's no cost to attend, it's gone. And by the way, I mean, think about this. We're going to be giving away, not only are we going to be unveiling this most amazing opportunity in this business, but we're going to be giving away thousands and thousands of dollars in cash and prizes just for all those that are in attendance for our actual virtual launch. So let me kind of go through and show you a little bit about what this is going to look like. And it's going to be so much fun. Imagine you go into a building. And when you go in, and this is the way it's going to work, we're going to actually allow people to come in like 30 minutes early so they can come in, they can walk around, and they can see what's going on. This is just one floor. There's 8 floors, 8 different floors. But what happens is you'll be able to go in, you can go sit down and say, for example, you want to find out something about ice elements. So you can go to the meeting room and you can see the number of chairs there, and all that happens is you're going to go in and you're going to pick a chair, you're going to click on it, and you're in that particular meeting room now. You can talk to the people individually in that room. You can look at a video that's being shown. You can talk with the actual, maybe it's one of the product partners that's actually presenting or he's there live. You can talk to him. And this is going on nonstop with all of our product partners. And in addition to that, think about this. You want to say, for example, you've got your group of people that you want to go talk to privately. So you can say, hey, guys, meet me over in the lounge or meet me at the coffee bar. And you go to the coffee bar, and the moment you sit down and you take your seat at the coffee bar, then those people you invited there, if they can sit and talk, you guys can have a private conversation. You can share things. And remember, this is going on throughout the entire 3-hour event. And what will happen is when it comes time for the main show, because this is what's going to happen constantly, it's going to flip over to the main show. When that happens, then what you're going to want to do is you'll get a countdown, and then you'll be able to go and attend the main show and see it. Then every time we have breaks, you can go back, as you can see it close up here, you can go back, you can sit at a table. You can sit at a table with one person you want to sit and talk to, all right? We're going to have, for example, meeting rooms where you can go in, and if you want to talk to me, for example, one-on-one, you're going to be able to do that. If you want to talk to some of our other executives or owners in the company, you can do that. If you want to meet with your groups, you're going to be able to do that. I mean, and again, it's just going to be so cool because when you come in here, it's not just this one little floor like you're seeing here. I mean, this thing is designed so that everybody can see when you can go all these different floors. There's 8 different floors that you can go to. 8 different floors that you can go to and meet and greet all of our product partners, meet and greet people, do your own private meetings. I mean, it's going to be a blast. And of course, obviously, you'll get that notification when the main screen is going to go on. We're going to have an event so everybody can go in and see what's being shared. I mean, this is going to be fabulous. It really is. I am really looking forward. This is going to be a lot of fun. And again, this might be new for a lot of you, but here's what's great. We're going to actually have a tutorial so that you'll be able to kind of know how this is all going to work, so that when you get there, we're going to allow the doors to open early so you can go in. You'll be able to bring down the agenda as you see here. You'll be able to look at the agenda and say, okay, these are the main shows that are happening. What's going on then? When are they happening? When are the breakouts? So I can go have private meetings or go meet with some of the product partners and all that stuff. So this will be going on this entire time, but we're going to give you a tutorial. We're going to allow people to come in 30 minutes early so you can kind of just walk around the various floors, see what's going on before it all goes live. So by the time it goes live, you're going to be like, man, this is cool. And remember, you won't miss the main event and stuff as they're doing it, because whenever that goes live, it shuts down everything else while we do the main event. And then obviously when that ends, it opens everything back up, all the floors, all the product partners, all the meetings, everything you want to do. So that's it as far as the event itself and what it's going to look like. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be fun. Limited to 500 people. Remember that. Very important that you make sure that you're part of that, because once we get to the 500, then ladies and gentlemen, we can't do anymore. We're going to be, it's going to be a full capacity. So make sure If you're going to attend this event, you get there, and it's going to be so much fun because we got all of our product partners are going to be giving all kinds of product away. We're going to be giving cash away, like I said. As we start getting closer, we'll start giving more and more information to everybody exactly how it's all going to work and things you can use to go out and promote it to talk to some of your people. Now, remember, this is only open to those that are smart shoppers or smart shopper pros, not open to anybody else. Just smart shoppers and smart shopper pros, and it's only the first 500. After that, we're at full capacity. So you got the link in tonight's thing. You can grab it now. Now, tomorrow we'll send it out to everybody so everybody has a chance to sign up. I wish we could take more, but that's just kind of where we sit with this thing. But it's going to be so good that maybe we can just re-air it again for people that aren't able to go. And I'm sure we'll be able to do that. The only problem is that, obviously we can only give the cash and the prizes away one time. So you want to be there for the main event if you can. So with that, my closing thoughts. And tonight, I want to share stuff with you that I think is I just really, really important about where we actually stand as a company right now. Guys, we're just 6 weeks away from launching this company. And I think one of the things that I hope everybody really understands about what we're doing here is that we're creating something that's never existed before. Like I shared with you about, this book. I mean, we've got a chance to build a multi-billion-dollar industry because we're the first ever, think about it, we're the first ever revenue sharing shopping experience that's ever been done out there. We're using all this new technology to bring in all these product partners. And so when you think about this, when you become a part of this, you're not just, some member or a smart shopper, you're truly a partner because the more people that join, the bigger and more successful we're going to be because that means the more product partners we're going to be able to bring in, the better the pricing is going to become. So everything you do is going to be a part of this company being a major success. But the most important thing for you to realize tonight, and this is so important, is that you don't want to be sitting around the sidelines thinking about this. You want to act now because remember, we're already at 10 rings, right? That means most of you are somewhere between the second and 10th ring as far as your position. This only goes to 30 rings, right? And so that means that those of you right now that are putting in smart shoppers, you're creating your community pods at a very, very early stage. So, and remember, because eventually, once we get to 30, we don't do this anymore. This is going to be at that point in time, we'll be one of the largest shopping sites in the world. Okay. We won't want to do this anymore, but that doesn't ever take away from what you've built. Your pods that you're building right now stay intact for life. And the money that you will generate from those pods stays intact for life. But the key is you want to be there at the earliest point that you can. Because eventually, remember, as we go farther and farther out in the rings, people coming in will only have 10 rings that they'll be paid on, then 9 rings, then 8, then 7, then 6, then 5, until finally there are no more rings. And think about this. I don't care if you can only get paid on 2 rings, of shoppers. When we're that big, everybody will be clamoring to be in that position. But you get to sit here and get a full 11 rings. And the people you're bringing in probably for the next year are going to be able to do the same thing, have a full 11 rings. So when I say timing is important, timing is important. And remember, the other thing that I think a lot of people don't realize, and this is one of the biggest takeaways you should have about Onemarketplace, is that you got to understand that every person in the world that joins after you, every person in the world that joins after you creates income for you. And that's not an exaggeration because of all the ways we're doing this with the community pods, with the loyalty bonus, with our pro performance pools, which are going to change them to a revenue, or I think we're going to change it to revenue cash bonuses is what we're going to call it, revenue cash bonuses, because that's something, and everything's built around revenues. But think about that. So every person that ever joins this company now is joining after you and it's creating an income for you. So think about that message when you go to talk to somebody. Because if they wait, right now it's like, oh yeah, I can wait a day and probably it's not going to impact me much. But ladies and gentlemen, after this launch, we're going to start having that growth and we're going to start going outside the US and Canada and we're going to start going very aggressively into other countries. And we're talking about a lot of people. They're going to be seeing what we're doing here at Onemarketplace. So you got to take advantage of this now. And the other takeaway I want you to think about is that all your lives, In my life too, all we've done is shop. But shopping has always been something where we spent our money. People work to do what? To be able to spend their money on things that they want, which is shopping. So think about it. The number one cost for you to live in today's world, the number one cost for you to live in today's world is your cost to be able to buy the things you want. But it's never done you any good. It's always been a cash drain. And that's what I love about this book. You said something here which really impacted me. It's like, why would you want to take shopping and make it your biggest cash drain when you could actually turn it into your biggest cash gain? Think about that. Your biggest cash gain. Well, that's what you have here now. You actually have something that gives you a cash gain when you shop. Wouldn't you think everybody in the world would want the same thing? Of course they would. And when you look at all the things we're doing here, ladies and gentlemen, I mean, it's just unbelievable. I look at this and I think, again, I'm creating a 3-minute video that we're going to have that's going to come out right before the launch or right at the launch. And really, it's going to tell the story in about 3 minutes. And it's kind of a condensed opportunity presentation because the other one we did is great, but it's more of a training explainer video. And that's what we want it to become. But what everybody needs is this little short 3-minute, kind of a big picture, but very solid, compacted view of, hey, this is the opportunity of a lifetime. And we're going to be able to tell them in that little 3-minute video that, look, when you come here at One Marketplace, not only the things I just shared with you, but you're going to be paid to join. You're going to be paid to stay because we're doing some things right now where nobody's ever going to leave One Marketplace. Once they come here, they'll never want to. And we're going to pay people to shop with the smart dollars. We're going to pay people in the currency of your choice because we're coming with this platform that we're going to pay everybody in whatever they want, gold, silver, crypto, whatever you want to be paid in. And gold's a lot better than fiat, in today's world, always has been. And then, of course, the most important thing is everybody can earn an income from a community of shoppers worldwide. And who does that? It's never been done. So I look at this and go, man, we've got so many first. And we're ahead of the curve, and we're doing something no one's ever done, and we're making it so there is no cost, there is no risk. And ladies and gentlemen, the last thing I'm going to end with is if you haven't noticed, the world is changing. And I mean this in a serious way. If you just look at what's happened in the last year or two because of AI and robotics, it's a little scary. I mean, in the United States alone, there's more than 1 million jobs that have been replaced by AI. You know what the prediction is on a global basis in the coming years? And probably they said, the next 8 to 10 years, but it's probably because everything's growing exponentially. It's probably going to be in the next 5 years. There'll be over 300 million jobs gone, gone. They don't exist anymore. So what are all these people going to do? I mean, their job or their career is no longer exists because of AI and robotics. It's happening every second of every day. You just turn a corner, you see it happening. You look at these big companies, you see them downsize. They're not downsizing because of sales, they're downsizing because AI is taking the jobs. So, ladies and gentlemen, everybody needs a way to be able to earn an income. But think about what we got at One Marketplace. It's better than any job or career you've ever had. Because guess what? You can sit in the comfort of your home and make an unlimited income that can actually build you to a retirement level in 3 years. So my question to everybody as I end this call tonight is, what are you waiting for? Go to work. Start putting in smart shoppers now. Act now. Every smart shopper you put in is starting to pod for you right now at a point that you can't even imagine what that's going to be worth in 2 to 3 years. With that, I'll say good night. I'm so excited about where we're going and what's happening. I use the word excited a lot because that's who I am. I do get excited, but I know where we're going with this. And this is something that's going to change everything for so many people. And ladies and gentlemen, you guys are at the foundation. So take advantage of it and do something now. Good night, everybody. God bless. See you next week.